Today's topic is Lomod Almanas Salame, to learn in order to teach. On the one hand, it sounds kind of obvious. Imagine if Moshe Rabbeinu just learned the Torah and didn't give over any of his teachings. He wouldn't be able to follow anything. However, if you look at it closely, I do think that this concept teaches and helps us gain a new insight into our own learning. For example, if a person wanted to get somewhere and he knows how to get there, he gets in his car and he goes. He doesn't need to know every single detail, street names, he knows where he turns, etc. However, if you're giving directions to someone, you want to teach someone how to get from point A to point B, you have to be much more detailed. You have to know the exact street names, etc. and other minor details that you myself may not know if you were doing it just for yourself. Same is true with learning. If you're learning just for yourself, you may not delve into every concept and know everything so clearly. However, if you have to give it over to someone else, if you're learning it in order to teach it to someone, then you have to make sure you have a lot of clarity in your own learning. And you have to make sure you know every single detail that you're going to give over. The second thing I think is true is that when you're learning in order to teach others, your learning has a purpose. You're part of the Masorah, you're part of the chain. It's not just you're learning for yourself, you're learning for a greater good. And therefore it gives a purpose to a person's learning. And with that purpose, he may have a more excitement and a more hislavos. He might enjoy his learning more and create a higher level of learning. And therefore, Lomod Almanas Salame, to learn in order to teach, is not just something that affects the second person, the student that you're teaching, but it also has a different impact on your own learning, and your own learning gains, and you have a new insight to Torah through that type of clarity and that type of learning.